Assange. So this is the individual that, Denise, you followed him a little tighter than all of us. This is WikiLeaks, right?
This is WikiLeaks, and what's interesting is he's already charged with leaking of, hacking and leaking in to get records. He actually assisted Chelsea Manning with getting top secret documents.
That's what they're claiming. That's what they're claiming.
That's what they're claiming.
Right.
But Chelsea Manning's already done time for that crime.
Right.
So he's kind of aiding and abetting her in that crime. And then, so that was already brought against him. And then, of course, everybody knows that he went and sought refuge at the embassy. Was it Chilean?
No, it's you would ask
Ecuador? No, Salvador?
No, Ecuador.
The Ecuadorian, yes, yeah, the Ecuadorian embassy in England, and he stayed there for 7 years until he wore out his welcome, so to speak. So when he wore out his welcome, England immediately arrested him and made him serve 50 weeks for violating his arrest, because he was initially arrested by England, and then he went there. And England was then supposed to extradite him to either Switzerland, where he was facing charges of sexual assault,
which they dropped and brought back.
Yes, and then United States had also made an extradition request related to the Chelsea Manning incident. So then, what else did they do? This is going to be exciting, guys, because what they did was they brought charges against him now under the Espionage Act. The Espionage Act was enacted during World War II, World War I. Right. Exactly, 17, of course.
Right.
And so the Espionage Act, what does that do? That actually really contains people's abilities to gather information, to give up information. It prohibited obtaining information, recording pictures, or copying descriptions of any information relating to the national defense with intent or reason to believe that the information may be used for the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation. Now, this is kind of a new idea, and what does it do? It puts this act, and it does put the how do you say that word?
Sedition.
Sedition, thank you, Act. Also here, directly opposed to rights of freedom of speech, rights of free press.
Free press. The big thing is the free press.
The free press is something, because of course Assange is saying we're operating as a press.
So what's going on is, here's with the change in the way things are now, where we used to just have the standard normal press, the person on the newspaper or back in the old days the radio or television. The normal press has changed. They now have a press that's on Yahoo, has their own press. So does Google. They have, in general have press. Now what
WikiLeaks.
is the WikiLeaks? Is that the press? Is that under the First Amendment? And the answer is the way that it's shifting to everything social media and everything instant and internet. I think that the Supreme Court's going to probably have to eventually look at this. Now, here's a couple of questions. And 855 Law Radio, if you want to opine on this or talk about this, or tweet us at Radio Law Talk. Here's the interesting thing that I thought of. It's not just that issue, but the issue is what about journalists in general? Is he a journalist if he just receives something that he did not go get or help get? And that's the issue, is whether or not WikiLeaks helped kind of basically help Miss Manning crack the code to get into this get the information. If they did, I think that's a different story, Denise.
I agree.
But if he didn't, and he just received the information and put it out to the press, I think that's a big, strong First Amendment issue. But then we have another issue, guys. Is he under the First Amendment? Is he a citizen of the United States? No, he's not.
But I don't think the press has to be citizens of the United States, because the free press includes foreign press as well, because we protect that type of press under our concept of free press.
Good point.
So
good point.
I don't know that that's going to. Certainly, it's going to be a question that's going to have to be answered for sure.
Yeah. So right now, here's the stage. Right now, they haven't even got him back here. They're trying to get him back to the United States. Right now, he's still sitting in London or in England. They're trying to extradite him back here. That's a fight to whether or not he's going to be extradited back to here. Once they get him here, are they going to win the argument that it is an espionage issue, not a freedom of press issue? This is probably going to go to the Supreme Court, I would think, because everything's changed. Everything's changed.
And I wonder who's England going to give Assange to first? Is he going to give it to Switzerland or is he going to give it to the United States? It's very interesting. This is going to be something to watch, and the implications are international.